can see the hate, I can see the lies. See it in your face, read it out your eyes. Why they watching me? They got their eyes on me. Why they watching me? They got their eyes on me. They want it, while I get it. They losing while I win it. It's the rules of the game you playing. In your eyes I can see you hating. Why they watching me? They got
Episode 15, and we're going to speak about, do you live to eat or eat to live?
Both.
Both. All the time?
No, not all the time. I would say, for example, if you... Depends. I don't really look at that at the moment what I'm eating. I just eat what I want to eat at the time. I'm not dieting or anything. But if I was dieting, I would say for 5 days, eat to live. On the weekend, I live to eat.
That's true. That's true. I mean, I think for me, I've done the extreme, and it takes so much out of you, and then you don't realize how much you appreciate food. But I think you can still like do them both and maintain a diet. Like, it doesn't have to be you're either eating super clean or pure shit. You can do them both together and be happy and still be able to go out and have meals and stuff. And I think most people tend to forget that. They think, if I'm dieting, I've got to stick to this diet for 3 months and I can't go off it. And then I think that's when the binging happens.
Yeah.
I don't know about you and how you cope with that.
I'm the same. The way I think is like, I tell everyone that I've worked with, and my philosophy of seeing things is, if you want to diet, you diet at home. And if you want to go eat with friends or go out for a meal or do anything, you don't diet then. You need to have fun. Because if you diet for 5 days, it's not having a meal, only one meal, that it will ruin your diet or your effort.
It's consistently not sticking to it.
Because I don't know if this is true, but for example, if you had the possibility of eating in only one meal 3,000 calories, I don't think your body would have the capacity to keep everything from that meal. I don't know if this is true, if this was has been a study, but I think your body couldn't process it. It would get rid of a lot of it.
I think, we get it. We get clients texting us and messaging us certain stuff. And to be honest, if you're someone that's come in with a specific goal, like let's say it's your wedding in 3 months' time, you're gonna be strict. If you want to look good on that day, for me, you have to be strict. If you've got 3 stone to lose for whenever your wedding is, or some big event or whatever it is, you have to be strict. There's no room for maneuver. There's no room for error if you've got a lot of weight. And it doesn't mean you can't have fun. Because if you diet properly and you plan your meals properly, you can end up...
So you're telling me that on your wedding day, you want to look good in your dress?
Yeah. I'd pull it off, mate. No, but it's true. It's true. I had a client message me the other day, stressing about they were at work and they were going to go out for some food with the work lot, and they were stressing about it, and they kind of just asked me for a bit of advice. And don't let people pressure you. You're the one with a goal, and I know that a lot of people do that, don't they? If you're on a diet, they then want to tease you.
It's like testing you.
Yeah, and they like it, and they want to almost see you. Oh my god, you having that? You're having that donut? You're having that piece of cheesecake? Yeah.
I think we all do that.
Yeah.
Like I remember teasing. I think it was T. I remember teasing him when he was doing one of his fastings, and I was like, "Do you want this? Do you want to eat that?"
Everyone does it.
And he would come in and just smell the food and go away.
Yeah. Everyone does it, but I think if you're going out for a meal, you can enjoy a steak. It's not unhealthy. I think it's when people go, right, well, I'm gonna get shit faced on prosecco and then or wine, and then I'm gonna have a chocolate cheesecake, and then when I get back home, I feel really guilty, and I'm now drunk, so now I'm gonna order a kebab. That's you're not eating to live or living to eat with that part, are you? You're just taking the piss.
What was the longest period that you were able to maintain the diet?
When I competed, it was 22 weeks worth of dieting, and I think it was the first 10 weeks I didn't have, we call them refeed days, so a cheat meal technically. The first 10 weeks I didn't have a single cheat meal, and I was very strict. And then obviously mentally, which I can understand after that sort of time frame, it gets hard and your cravings are through the roof. And I think there was probably, I want to say about 16 weeks in, that was the first time where I binged and I just ate loads of crap and I couldn't help myself. But again, that's because I was doing it to the extreme level where most people don't have to. You can still go out and enjoy a meal with your family once a week, or have, it's just working it into your routine and your calories. And if you normally train 4 days a week and your deficit is through your calorie intake, and you go out and you have a takeaway, just train another day that week, or make up for it, deduct another 100 calories for 4 or 5 days or whatever. You can make up for it, and you can, but most people would be alright. It's just, yeah.
And how many times did you mess it up on your?
I'd say
during that period, so 21 weeks. So many times did you really mess it up that you felt I just ruined this?
3 times.
What was it? The 3 times?
Just eating what I could, literally. So there was one evening where, because it mentally plays mind games on you, and you think, I'll just have one. And then you have one and you're like, oh my god, this tastes amazing. And then I'd class it like emotional eating. It's emotional eating because you're so drained and your mind's playing tricks on you after doing it for that long and the ridiculous hours of training. And yeah, it was just, I was just raiding the cupboards, like biscuits, chocolates.
It's like your body is craving for it, isn't it?
Yeah, and I remember at that point as well, like I'd feel sick after what I've eaten because I'm that full and I'm still trying to eat. And that's where it was a proper mental fuck, to be honest. Have you ever been in that position?
Not to that extreme. I never diet to that extreme, but I've done. I remember I've done similar to keto, but I was still having a bit of carbs, more than what keto we recommend, and I lost a lot of weight. But man, it was hard for me. I'm someone that I love steaks, burgers, and the chips have to come with it. I'm not gonna eat salad and steak, and sometimes I would crash. I would eat a lot of.
You just end up going backwards and binging.
Yeah. And then I remember once I stopped, I did for 4 months, I lost something like 10 kilos. And I was getting really, really skinny. And then it got to a point that I said, you know what, I can eat now, I'm safe. But I just blew up even more. I got fatter than I was before. And it didn't took 4 months to gain all the weight back.
Yeah. But exactly because you did a kind of keto style and you didn't do the reverse, ink slowly increasing.
I just because I diet until I went on holiday, and when I'm on holiday, I'm not gonna go. I'm gonna be careful with that. I was just, and this we're talking about a 2-week holiday. By the second week, I just felt so bloated, and you could see that it was not normal weight that I just gained. It looked like it was water retention, even like
probably was.
It was insane, and you worked so hard for an holiday, and by the end of it, you're almost completely ruined.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Most people do, don't they? Most people are dropping body fat for a reason, and it's always short term stuff.
Yeah.
Like I do it. If you said right then we're booking Portugal for, let's say, December, I'd start cutting now, and I'd be in relatively good shape and the only reason why I would be doing that is to look good on holiday. And then we go 2 weeks, and I'd come back and I'd probably look the same before.
Yeah.
And then I wouldn't carry on a diet and go, oh, I need to lose my holiday weight. I'd just maintain it and go, oh, I don't really care, I'm not bothered until. Do you know what I mean? And everyone does it, so I can understand why. But the thing is, like, if
I think that is because of what people define being in shape. For example, being what we see, if we say that being in shape is someone that is on stage, you know how unsustainable that look is. So is it really being in shape? And people go on holiday looking for that look as well, and it's not sustainable.
No.
And I don't know. I think if people need to redefine the word being in shape for them. For example, you see footballers that they don't look like they could ever go on a fitness competition, and they can run for hours, and the amount of hours they train twice a day, sometimes 2 hours each training session.
Yeah. And
they are in really good shape, and they don't look like an athlete that goes on stage.
No.
And they are in shape.
I think it's because of all like the magazines, the models,
and Instagram, and
even you want to go on ASOS. The guys are relatively lean. They might not be like massively built.
For me, they look like they're hungry.
Yeah, and bro, they're like that all year round. And then when it's even worse when you go into the fitness category and you go on the Gymshark and you see the models, and like the girls on there are in ridiculous shape, the guys in there are like massive and still in ridiculous shape, and it's like they're like that all year round, all the time. But I suppose you're being paid a lot of fucking money, ain't you?
Yeah.
So
it's your job.
Yeah.
But you were upset because there's something that Gymshark did. You even called them Fat Shark, wasn't it?
No, I didn't. A comment did, yeah. No, don't be saying that. No. They put up a picture. So normally, like I'd say like a plus size model, and wearing the leggings, and they just put that up, and then, you know, when you see the comments, and I think it upset me more because of what we spoke about before about people commenting on social media and me getting comments, and it just pissed me off. And one at the top, I think it was the top comment, was someone saying something like, I'm not going to be buying from Fat Shark again. This is a disgusting picture. I've unfollowed you. It was something like that. And I just thought,
but he deleted his Instagram, didn't he? Because when I saw you posting that, the name was XXX or something.
I think, yeah. Well, he must have. He must have been.
It
was a top comment on a post that gets millions of likes and views. I bet he was getting so much, him or her. He was getting
8.
Yeah, but that just wound me up, because again, there's just, you know, there's no point and there's no reason for doing that. But we spoke about that before, didn't we?
Yeah. And so from the rant that you had on Instagram, I can assume that you are in favor of that. Yeah,
I think it's a good thing. I think now if they started the business with that model, they wouldn't have got anywhere. They had to do photos of people in shape to capture the audience that they're going for. They're looking for people that work in train in a gym. So what do people want to do? They look at people who are in shape. So the models are always in shape. If they did that, if they did someone that's not in amazing shape to start off with, they probably wouldn't be as big as they are now. But they've already got the in shape, the athletes, the major gym goers. They've already got them as an audience. So now they're looking at people that, you know, they might be starting out at the gym. They might try and start, and they're putting someone up who does have a more realistic figure for them to achieve. And then that will capture their audience. That's what I think. What do you think?
I don't know. I'm while you were talking, I was listening to what you're saying, trying to meditate on it, and I was having a small debate with myself, where almost having a fight, saying, "Well, they're being a bit fake, because why didn't they start like this?" But then again, sometimes you need to do things that it's not the most correct, or because you just need to catch people's attention, and that's what they done. So I do understand what they done, and now they are going the right way, saying that not everyone is supposed to look like their athletes. So I think they're doing the right thing, although I might get a lot of hate for that, but I'm just gonna say I don't like when people say it's okay to be fat. And for example, Adele tried to lose weight, and she lost a lot of weight, and she looks amazing, and people are making fun of her and talking shit about her because she decided to lose weight. Like,
yeah,
why?
That's what I mean. You always,
like, they don't want her to be better. They don't want her to be healthy.
Yeah.
Okay, so for me,
Jonah Hill got the same. Oh, he's not the same now. He's a skinny guy.
Yeah. So why? It's like that's what people I don't get. People are so protective. If someone if you want to be fat, be fat. I'm not gonna tell you off because of this. It's like it's your world. It's your life. It's nothing to do with me. But don't promote it as being a good thing.
Yeah.
It's like for me, I want to promote cigarettes now. It's not good, man. It's not good. It's like, why would you promote being obese is good? It's not good, man. I don't get it.
No, I understand that.
And I just don't get it, and it upsets me. It's like I would support you if you were a fat person. I will support you when you say cyberbullying, people are mistreating you because you're fat, not having the same. People not treating you the same way just because you're fat. That's completely fine. I will support you on that. But don't ask me to say that being fat is something wonderful. And look, you want to show your flabs or whatever you want. I have them as well. Show them. It's nothing to do with that. Like we will see it. We'll see it if they want to see it. But there's a market for everything. Some people like it. But don't tell people off for wanting to be skinny. When I say skinny, the same thing. You don't want them to be unhealthy.
Yeah.
Because they're silly
people.
Yeah.
Moaning at people for dropping
people,
body fat.
Like I go the same way. Like for me, I prefer someone curvy than.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean.
Anorexic girl doing cardio. I get sick.
You look at the Victoria's Secret models. They're unhealthily skinny.
Mate, that's
it's
something,
crazy.
Yeah.
But no one speaks about that.
No.
They speak about your unhealthy overweight.
It looks like a skinny teenage boy, most of these girls. I cannot even find them attractive. It's like, it looks like, I don't even know what they were looking for. Like, why, if I had a brand, I would never hire people that skinny. Like, for me, for example,
and then it promotes, when there's so many people with eating disorders, like especially coming into the industry and being heavily involved. Like I generally thought coming in, the only people I'd be working with is weight loss, and that's not the case. And then you see, there's so many people with mental health issues. There's so many people with eating disorders, and then you get like Victoria's Secret models and it's mainly underwear models, to be fair, like the catwalk. When they do like the catwalk, they're just disgustingly skinny, and they probably have an eating disorder. It's like they're okay with showing the world what they're like.
It doesn't do anything for me.
But then people who are in really good shape, who look after themselves, who, such as the Gymshark models, say, the guys in that, or the guys that step on stage and they're in amazing shape, their health comes first, they eat like rabbits because they're that clean, get slated because they're like, this is an unrealistic physique, this is something you can't obtain. But then no one speaks about the things, I've just starved myself so that I can go on a catwalk and I can never eat anything because I've got to look beautiful on a catwalk for everyone to tell me I look beautiful. No one speaks about that.
No, I think that's completely true. And when you see how unhealthy these models have their life, because and as I do know, to be that skinny, how much they need to be, how much they need to do, and because they have no muscle at all. It's not by training, so their calorie intake is probably everyday deficit
by a margin.
Yeah, exactly, by an insane margin.
I can't see him hitting over 1,000 calories a day, probably even 800.
Probably,
as well as probably running.
And then a lot of it will be drugs and alcohol.
Yeah.
And then you see people that actually train for a physique and get slated by it. But so I don't understand. It's a contradiction itself, and it's something that it's another thing that I don't know what to say or what to do about it.
Okay, right. Let's go into the next one. So the next one we've got is, do you think it's ethical to eat meat?
No. I would never eat meat in my life.
You had pizza with, what was it, chorizo on it just a minute ago?
It was tofu, man. Well, for me, of course it is. I just realized you're being recorded. This is what happens when you feel so comfortable.
I was looking at you like, what the fuck are you doing?
This is what happens when you're so comfortable recording. No, for me, let's go on to it. I eat meat. I don't think I will ever stop eating meat until they forbid it. Until the vegans find a way to forbid us to eat.
The world.
I do understand why some people don't want other people to eat meat. Whatever, it's their world. I don't care. But my world, I eat meat, and if it upsets you, I will have steak today again. Because it is what it is, man. It's for sale. I don't care if people have different opinion about that. I like meat. I can have steak for breakfast, for dinner, for lunch. It's one of my favorite foods. And if vegans don't let me eat fish as well, I can tell them that sushi is my favorite food as well.
Yeah, mad about sushi.
I can eat sushi all day long, and I will not stop it.
I could never not be able to not eat meat again. Like, I've tried, actually I haven't tried tofu, but I've tried corn.
Well, I've tried tofu, mate.
I've not tried that. I've tried corn sausages. To be fair, I can't tell a difference. I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
If you get some good ones.
That's because you don't have to try Portuguese sausages. They're different.
But I can understand when, you know, when they say like it's about the environmental side of things and the pollution it causes and like the killing of the animals. It's not even just about the killing. It's like they keep 100 chickens in a tiny little thing. I understand that.
Yeah.
But I like chicken too much. It's not like I don't care about it, because I'm not going to say I don't. But it will always be there.
What do you mean? It's not like I don't care about it, but I do care.
No, it's not like I don't care about them things are going on, but I'm not going to be able to do anything about it by not eating meat. There's still 6.5 billion people that eat meat in countries where they don't have the proper laws, which the laws will never change in them countries because they don't care. So even if everyone went vegan and one country decided not to, it'd still happen. Because in certain countries the laws are different, aren't they?
Yeah.
And I just think a lot of people that go even vegetarian, they don't supplement right. They don't understand. And it makes me laugh when people go vegan, which is fine. I understand why you would, and it's your decision. But don't push it on other people. Don't make other people feel bad for it, for not being a vegan. And what's the point of going vegan and then going into a supermarket and buying processed shit? You don't even eat like a proper vegan. You buy corn sausages, corn burgers, tofu, and make a tofu curry, and you do everything else like you're eating meat. And to be fair, mate, have you seen the back of the packaging of like corn sausages? How much crap's in it? When you look at the ingredients, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, and it's just full of shit. And they just go to the frozen section. They don't eat like natural fruit, veg, and all that stuff. They just eat frozen crap, and they become incredibly unhealthy. So that's why I just completely, I don't really agree with it, to be honest.
I remember growing up, and I remember hearing for the first time about vegetarians and stuff, and I would always in my mind there would be someone super lean, in amazing shape, and really healthy. But once I came here to this country, because where I'm from, I never met a vegetarian. It might have more now, but any people that I would talk to or live with or know, I never 100% knew a vegetarian. And coming here, I've met a lot of vegetarians, and when they tell me, "Oh, I don't eat meat," and I cannot associate to a lot of people, because it would be someone that would say, "Oh, you go a lot to McDonald's," for example. And it's really hard to grasp the concept when someone says I'm vegetarian. I think they're eating salads all the time, and they're not. No. And but yeah, and I can tell you one experience. I remember once someone was trying to be vegetarian, and they brought this food that it was, "Oh, this is my replacement for chicken. It tastes exactly the same." And when I put that on my mouth, it's like I was chewing gum.
Rubber, yeah.
And I'm like, this, how is this made? Like, look, I'm not saying that whatever they do on the chickens is healthy. They probably put water on the chicken so the chicken, it's like when they cut the beef, weighs heavier, because when you cook them, you see how much water comes out. Even on the meat, whatever has happened on the meat industry. But if you look at everything nowadays, you cannot eat anything. A lot of food have plastic. A lot of food is processed. You grab an apple nowadays. You will grab an apple. You will scrape the skin. A plastic a wax will fall off, and you can burn it. And I've searched for it. Vegetables that are painted over, so they have an even more brighter color.
Yeah.
It's like nothing is healthy nowadays.
They put ingredients in other foods to make it last longer.
Exactly.
Like do you know how hard it was to get strawberries in England at certain times of the year? Now you get them all times of the year because they'll just ship them over. They've probably put whatever on it so that it doesn't just last a week, it lasts 4 or 5 weeks, so they can have it shelved and stored as well as being shipped over and then on the shelves. It's mad. Yeah,
so but then again, someone can come and say, "Oh, just have organic food or go get organic vegetables from somewhere." Yeah, but where can you find this here, for example, in Peterborough? You might be able. But then,
how do you know?
And if it is, you can only have seasonal products. How come you have so many products there? It's, I don't know. And someone can come and say, and if someone comes and tell you, Liam, but how do you feel about killing an animal? What's your reply?
It's nature. You've been doing it your whole life. You think back in the cavemen, back when people used to hunt for food and stuff, I couldn't go out and just kill a chicken and cut it up and shit. I don't think I could do that.
No.
Nah, but I couldn't. I couldn't do it. I'd feel bad. I would feel bad.
So I've listened to a debate about this, and that's why I'm going to put you in this place as well.
Oh shit.
So you say this is nature. This is something we always done, and you and I can both agree that humans have evolved. On the past, humans have done atrocious things like genocide, killing other races, and thinking that, and racism, and so many things. And humans have evolved to not do that in a certain way. So why shouldn't humans evolve not to kill an animal? Why have you think about that?
Yeah, I get that. No, I get that. You put me on the spot. I just couldn't do it, man. But I do.
But you want to catch it.
If you had a chicken out there, and you just made me some chicken dinner, and you're like, oh, that was one I did earlier, I'd be a bit like, what the fuck? But I'd eat it. It wouldn't bother me.
Mm. But
you probably looked after it more than what they do when you buy them from Morrison's.
Yeah. But if I tell you, Liam, we're gonna eat today, we need to go kill that chicken.
That's on you, mate. If it was life and death, yeah, but it's because...
Well, the chicken gonna attack you.
No, yeah, if it's fucking... I'll kick it. No, I'm joking. No, but if it was... We've been brought up to not see that shit anymore.
Yeah.
If this was 400 years ago, you'd be taught from a young age on how to kill a chicken and how to hunt and... Do you know what I mean? But we don't need to do that anymore because we have people in factories doing it for us. So you lose that that normality around it.
Yeah.
But I know it's there and I know it happens.
I remember when you told me that you told me one time that you thought that the milk just came from the store and the fridge.
Right, that's not funny. No one's gonna fall for that, mate. I know where you got that from. You looked on the Sidemen video. Have you seen it?
No.
Well, he asked them. I think it was.
Oh, but this is an old thing, man.
No,
like everyone makes fun.
But this is videos recent. He said, "What do cows drink?" It was Ethan, and they're doing like a quiz, and he's like, "What do cows drink?" And he's like, oh, "Easy." And he's like, "What do they drink?" And he just went, "What? Milk." And they're all like, "What the fuck?" Like laughing his head off. And he's like, "What?" And he's like, "It's water." And he's like, "Oh yeah." But now going back to it, right? One of the things that annoy me is KFC, McDonald's, Subway, all do vegan options. Most of them. They have vegan options and vegetarian options, right? If you are vegan and you walk into one of them places and you buy your vegan option, you are still putting money in the fucking pocket of a company that is not vegan. And then you're going to moan at me for eating meat. That's what winds me up.
But then again, someone could say, oh, but I'm just vegan. It's not because of the animals. It's because I know food is not good. So they will always have... It's an argument. This is an argument that...
We need a vegan here.
No one will ever win. I don't know any.
I think we do.
Who?
Declan.
He's not a vegan.
Is he not?
Hmm.
He is.
No.
He doesn't eat meat.
Yeah, because it's for environmental reasons, but he eats a lot of... I think he has diet. Eggs. No, he has eggs.
Oh, he has. Oh, so he has certain.
So it's like everything that is sustainable he has. It's more for the environment itself.
Right. Okay.
No, he's not completely vegan.
Okay. We need to find a vegan.
So if anyone knows...
Handcuff us so we can't go swingers.
So if anyone is a vegan that is watching the podcast, get in contact with us so I can eat a steak in front of you. Yeah, that's it, mate.